I always say that you have to be able to handle it. You have to be able to understand how to circumvent a gatekeeper or work with one, really, more or less.
Well, that leads quite nicely into my next question because I completely agree with you. There's no ignoring them. You will face them if you're in an outbound sales role, right? So, from your experience, friend or foe? Because from what I speak to people about, people seem to be in two camps, right? You should either befriend them or you should keep them at a distance. So, what's your take on that?
I mean, if you want to sell, friend, because the gatekeeper, listen, they're so much more in the know than you would think. It's not just someone they pay like $9 an hour to just answer the phones most of the time. A lot of the time, they're helping them with a lot of different things. They're planning the calendar. They're the gatekeeper as to whether you get in or not. And if they're in control of that, you better not treat them like a passing or fleeting moment. They will be likely the people to hang up on you if you sound in any way like you're not going to be able to bring some sort of value to the person there. And they're usually told, like, hey, just don't let anybody in. If I don't know them, don't let anybody in.
And have you been guilty in the past of maybe upsetting a gatekeeper or being remembered by a gatekeeper? Because I know with this accent, I sometimes have struggled in the past because they'll think, oh, I think you might have called last week. So have you come up against that in the past in your sales career?
Of course. Yeah, I've definitely been remembered by a gatekeeper. One for a pretty funny reason. I conned the gatekeeper.
Okay.
I walked physically into an office and I was looking for a specific individual, and I was very gutsy back then, early in my career. And the gatekeeper said, "Hey, I'm here to meet with Mr. So and so." They said, "Okay, do you have an appointment?" And I said, "Yes." And I walked right past them. I walked through the office all the way to the individual's office, knocked on the door, said, "Hey, about halfway into a minute or two into the meeting, the guy goes, 'You're not my 11 o'clock.'" And he brings the gatekeeper in. Believe me, that gatekeeper was so annoyed. I finagled my way past, and yeah, let's safe to say I was never getting back in that office again. Didn't even get my pitch off, but they did give me kudos for just secret aging it.
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard that one before, right? I like the idea of physically avoiding the gatekeeper because you're in the same room with them. I've also got the image of your prospects 11 o'clock still sat in the hall wondering wondering what happened.